you've always got to be doing one-on-ones. You got to talk to people. I've done this with larger teams as well, but make sure you take the time, and it depends on what your schedule looks like, but if you can carve out especially with your direct reports, at least, once a week, one-on-one. And I know that might be harder for folks with a lot of people, but if that's the case, you have too many people reporting to you. There's actually a real number, they say, like, I think it's like maybe 6 to 8 folks directly reporting to you. You don't want I formations under that. You don't want to, like, senior designer and then designer under them, senior designer. You don't want to do that either. I think you have to be kind of strategic with your reporting structure, because then you just get isolated folks. But yeah, so there's that problem. So make sure that you do, depending on who the people are on your team, that you're having one-on-ones, and if you're a manager of managers, make sure they're doing the same thing, and make sure that you're evangelizing your type of management to the folks who are managers of managers under you. And I think that, like, you're there, so you're probably doing this already, but note that if you're not continually, and part of the problem with leadership, the challenge of leadership is you're kind of repeating yourself all the time. You can't do one deck, you can't do one presentation, you can't have one set of drinks with your team and be like, this is how we work together. You got to continue to talk about why this is the right way to do it, and create those opportunities like we talked about earlier for everyone to input on how are we kind of crafting and molding the team. So one-on-ones, those one-on-ones really, they're for your employee. They're for you and for your team meetings, for you to tell them what's happening from the top down. Again, give them visibility and insight into what's happening. What are the clients saying? What's the business saying? What are the things we need to keep on our radar? And then, of course, create space for them to bring up any challenges or problems. But again, it shouldn't just be you receiving. It should be a give and take, and I think that creates a better environment. And the more your team sees you do for them, the more they're going to give for you. And I think at the end of the day, you start to get to a really great place. And this is the lovely place I love to be, is you get a team, man, where they're doing for you and you're doing for them. Like, you guys can lean on each other.